Okay, so we finally have our hands on the Realme 12 Pro Plus 5G, and I'm super excited to open this up and share this experience with you, not just because of the obvious improvements in the camera hardware department, but also by the way that Realme is approaching this launch. They actively encouraged us to take photos and compare the results against their competitors. Now, there are two thoughts that came to my mind. One, Realme got balls, guys. I mean, for you to actively encourage us to make comparisons against your competitors. And number two, do you guys really know what you're asking for? And number three, what kind of voodoo magic does Realme have in store for us? They gotta have something in this phone to be so confident about it. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and unpack this thing, shall we? Okay, so the first thing that I noticed about the packaging is that the number is now centered. It's slightly different. If you're used to seeing the off-centered Realme numbered series, then there should be a black band at the bottom. Just a minor observation. Let's move ahead to the back. So you can see the main features of the Realme 12 Pro Plus. It is a 5G phone running on the Snapdragon 7 Gen 2 5G chipset. We have the main features, which is the camera. There are two icons because that's how important the camera is on this phone. So you have the Sony IMX890 OIS camera. That's the main sensor. It is a flagship level sensor, so to speak. And you also have the periscope portrait camera with OIS, and this, to my knowledge, uses an OmniVision OVR 45B sensor. 120 Hz curved vision display. It's an AMOLED display panel. Then our unit comes with 12 gigs of memory and 512 gigabytes of internal storage. The color is Navigator Beige, and that's about it. Let's look at the side real quick. Nothing else here. All right, let's go ahead and open it. So inside the sleeve, we have a free gel case, and you can immediately see that huge camera island. We have the power supply unit, and this is supposed to support 67 watts Super VOOC fast charge. So we have the phone over here. Wow, this thing is heavy, guys. It's a heavy phone. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we have the Navigator Beige colorway. This is one of the 3 colors that the Realme 12 Pro Plus 5G comes in. The hero color is blue, then there's also a red color variant. So we don't normally pay too much attention to the sticker, but you can see that it already has the NTC sticker. In the Philippines, that's National Telecommunications Commission. So this means that this phone is certified for use in the Philippines. So you will be confident and you will rest easy that this phone is going to work with carriers in the Philippines. Let's go ahead and take out that sticker. Wow, this phone looks really good. But I have to say that the center camera island really grabs attention. It is quite thick. This is supposed to be inspired by timepieces, or the analog watch. I'm looking at the rear camera system and I'm very intrigued because I'm seeing what appears to be 4 sensors, but to my knowledge there are only 3 usable cameras. So you have a 50 megapixel Sony IMX890 camera sensor with OIS. Then you have the 3x periscope zoom sensor with OIS, which uses the OmniVision sensor. And finally, you have a 8 megapixel ultra wide camera sensor. So I'm not exactly sure what the fourth hole is supposed to be, because if you look right here, this is where the flash is located. It's at the very top. So the texture of the back panel and the chrome line that runs through the center, as well as the realme logo, looks and feels exactly the same as in the Realme 11 Pro Plus. This phone is supposed to have dual stereo speakers. We're gonna test that out later. Let's move on to the left side. This side is clean. Other side, you have the power button and volume rocker. Looking at the bottom, we can see the SIM tray, USB Type-C port, as well as vents for the bottom firing speakers. Alright, so this phone runs on Android 14 with Realme UI 5.0 out of the box. Here's the phone information. Realme UI 5.0. Device name Realme 12 Pro Plus 5G with 512 gigabytes of internal storage and 12 gigs of RAM. RAM expansion is enabled. We're gonna turn this off. Typical battery capacity 5000 milliamp hours. Android version 14. Let's just double check. Very thin edges, proportional top and bottom edge, so almost non-existent chin. Let's go ahead and try to play some videos. Alright, so these are the playback options in YouTube, and we can go as high as 260p, 60 fps, and HDR is supported. Let's go ahead and play the sample HDR test from LG, the black. Okay, so I'm looking at the playback specifications in Netflix, and you can see that Widevine L1 in full HD playback is supported. HDR capabilities is listed as none. Let's go ahead and play some samples.
After an epic 400-kilometer journey.
Okay, let's pump up the brightness. Wow. Not bad. As someone who likes watching videos as bright as possible, I would say that it is just average in terms of brightness. The sound quality is also quite good, so I'm sure that anyone who is going to use this phone to watch their favorite shows is not going to be disappointed. Oh wow, it's not letting me trigger the camera. So since I'm unable to fire the cameras, I guess I'm going to have to restart the phone. Yep. So I just finished the OTA update, and let's just quickly double check the version. We're now running at RMX G840 14.0.0.402. Let's see if there's another update available. Yep, that's the latest version. Let's go ahead and run the camera, and it finally works. So that's what it looks like at the varying levels of zoom. How do you like that? Let's go ahead and check our settings. HDR is on auto. Okay, it has ultra steady mode, which shoots at 1080p 60 fps. Auto zoom automatically zooms into the subject. Depth of field setting, you can take photos at 1x zoom or at 3x zoom, but it is having some trouble focusing at such a close distance to the subject. It doesn't look like we have pro video. Story mode, Okay, before we end this video, let's just quickly validate the hardware that we are working with. So this is the Realme 12 Pro Plus 6.7-inch display running at 2412 by 1080p. It has a refresh rate of 120 Hz. We have 12 gigs of memory and UFS internal storage. Runs on the Snapdragon 7S Gen 2 rather. Aside from what is published here, the Realme 12 Pro Plus comes with IP68 water and dust resistance, which is gonna help with durability and the longevity of this device. So far, I am quite impressed with what I'm seeing on the Realme 12 Pro Plus 5G. It seems that they are taking their learnings from the predecessor Realme 11 Pro Plus 5G and then enhancing it. No chin, very aesthetically pleasing, and very slim bezels. Nice bright display panel. Performance wise, it is smooth and it is fluid. We love Realme UI 5.0 and Android 14. Snapdragon 7 Gen 2 is a mid-range chipset, but we do have a flagship level camera. Then you also have the 64 megapixel periscope camera with 3x optical zoom and OIS. So we're planning to do a bunch of content on this phone. We're going to be doing gaming tests. We're going to be doing a full review. And of course, we're going to be putting up camera samples. We're going to compare this against its competitors. And we're going to be putting that up first on our YouTube channel. So check us out on youtube.com/techkuya. In the meantime, if you have any questions about this phone and if there's anything that you'd like to know about it, feel free to leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, send us a DM, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Paalam!